at home. And well, I'm in Venezuela, in Valencia City. Valencia City is one of the main cities in Venezuela. And well, I'm here now talking with you, all of you guys, about Kiteloops, how we started. Or I'm wondering if you guys have a few questions for me, rather than me giving you an introduction. Well, the introduction of the video I can do. The video that you just saw, it was a short film that we created for this event, where we wanted to describe or show the whole process that we do for our jackets mainly. And from that video, you could see mainly the source of our raw materials, that is Adicora. We call it Wind Paradise because it's a place that we use for getting to practice our passion, our sport. And then this is mainly the place that all kite surfers in Venezuela go to. Is the best place to learn, and so it's quite our mecca. And in the level of Latin America, this is a very famous place as well for practicing this sport. And mainly the young population lives from this sport. They teach how to kite, and they live out of tourism. Mainly that's the main source of income of this town. And it's a very remote place. People from the capital city, Caracas, have to drive more than 6 hours to get there. And me from Valencia, we're more lucky. We're closer, and we have to drive 4 hours. And as a remote place, you can imagine all the types of problems that people live there in terms of services, water shortages, or electricity cutouts, and so on. So it's very hard to live there. And so this is why I wanted to show what we can do to these youngsters, inspire them to do useful things with what we know as residuals or waste or garbage. And so in the kite surfing industry, there is more than 150,000 kites produced by year. So you can imagine all the waste in terms of 1 year. In 1 year, one kite can just go to waste, or maybe less. And they also get obsolete because of the designs. And so what we're trying to do here is obviously we had this need to do something with our equipments. And so I did it with my own. I did my first jacket with my own kite, and then all my friends started like wanting to have one as well. And so this is something like became a brand out of a curiosity that I had at the beginning of the pandemics 2 years ago. And why we chose Dicora as a place for developing this event is because this is our place where we all learned how to kite. This is a place where we feel very happy to be every time we go there. And so this is why we all in Venezuela, kite surfers, call this place the Wind Paradise. And the story of Chacal is the kite surfing rider, the local rider. He's the top kite surf, like in his style, on freestyle. He's the top kite surfing in Venezuela so far. He has won all the podiums mainly, and he's basically unsponsored. He doesn't have really a good sponsor that like supports his career, his lifestyle. So he's a hard worker, young guy. He learned when he was 11 years old. The story is saying that mainly that he comes from the windsurfing. Windsurfing came first as sport, and then kite surfing is a recent sport that doesn't have more than 15 years, maybe in the country, tops 20 years. So this is a 23, 24 years old guy, and we got the kite that he used to learn to give his first steps into kite surfing, and when he was 11 years old. So this was a very curious thing, and as soon as I had this kite in my hands, I thought about documenting this and make a story. And well, as you guys asked me to make a 3-minute video, so I had to shorten like a long movie in kind of create a teaser of what a movie can be done in the future. Kind of that's the idea they have to so far for kind of making it more wide, the whole story. Anyhow, we wanted to show you a little bit of very fast of what we do. And as every kite has a story, so every jacket that we do kind of absorbs this story, and we want to tell them about this story. So in our label, that each of the jackets have a label that we dedicate to each person, and we tell a little bit about the story. At least we tell who donated or exchanged that kite, because that's the way we work. We don't buy the kites, we make exchanges for it. And so if a local rider from Adicora gives me one kite, I will give him a backpack bag like this one.
So people donate the kites to you once they're broken?
Yes, once they're broken or once they're obsolete. Mainly we do exchanges. So we put a value mainly to the kite depending on the size and the conditions of the kite itself, because some kites are too broken or too tired, and so the fabric is not enough resistant. It's not resistant enough for creating jackets. So we decide to create smaller things or things that we wouldn't need the fabric to be in perfect condition. And so, for example, these bags, we create them with 2 layers of
Can you show us again, Emilio? Can you show us the bag again?
Yes. For example, this is the interior. So you see here, this is one layer, but in the outside, this is one layer in the outside, and then another layer in the inside. So making it, So with making those bags with 2 layers allow us to make more durable pieces, and they're very lightweight, and at the same time they're waterproof, so people loves it for trekking. And same with our jackets, they get dry very, very quickly. You guys want to see something else?
Yeah. Did you teach yourself to sew, Emilio, or did you already know? Did you teach yourself to sew, or did you already know how to make?
No, well, I tried, especially in the pandemic. So when everything was starting, I brought a machine home, and I tried, and I started watching videos and so on. And I really don't have, I would say, the skills or the patience for this part of the job or of our processes. I have two women working for Kiteloops, and what I do is I cut everything. So I am the one who cuts mainly and makes all these puzzles together, and then I pass the cuts to the seamstresser.
So
which I would like her to be here, but I had to improvise and come home because the internet connection was not working at the studio. So she's not here with me. I would love her to be here so you can ask her questions as well.
She's in the video, no?
She's in the video. Yeah. Yes. She's a little bit telling her experience.
Yeah.
Working with Kiteloops.
But pattern cutting itself is a real skill, especially if you're trying to work in a way that's using difficult parts of fabric. Or how did you teach yourself to do that?
Well, everything has been learning by doing, really. I was just curious of what to do with my kite, and then by now I take a kite and I I break it down, undo it entirely, and in I don't know, in probably in 1 hour I can undo it entirely to make it fit to start cutting. So the whole process that a kite has before cutting is a long journey. It's not only, well, I receive them full of salt and dust and mold and everything, and then we have to open them, brush them in some cases, and wash them with a hose and in an open big space and put them to dry. Then I have to undo them, and this way makes me understand a lot about the kite surfing equipment construction. And so obviously all these last years has been of a lot of admiration for the people that works creating clothes and creating kite surfs and all of that, mainly in Asian countries, and it makes me understand much more the complexity of the industry, not only the kite surfing industry, but also the clothing industry, not fashion, but clothing in general. And obviously the admiration levels for the people that works and have this level of patience to create all these pieces is admiring, because I couldn't do it. And I'm kind of perfectionist person, and I like everything neat and well done. And it was very frustrating not being able to put together something really, and having the how do you call the hilos, how do you call the hilos? How do you call this? Sorry, I don't have that technical. How do you call this? The main material for creating everything.
The yarn.
The yarn. There, yeah.
Yarn.
So yeah, yarn, breaking yarn, putting it back again there, and again,
thread, actually,
and
thread,
doing it again
thread,
and again.
not yarn.
mean,
Yeah.
The thread, yes, the thread. Thank you. So yes, it has been a very fun learning process. Something that I created just one piece for me, and then now I have this brand, and we're creating a movement in Venezuela somehow. Yeah, when I go to Adícora, for example, everybody knows me, and it makes me feel like appreciated. Like, oh, there he goes. There's the guy, the Kiteloops guy, and I'm kind of a celebrity in a way. And yes, it has been going. Only 2 years, no marketing really, just Instagram stories, and now we are here talking with people around the world, and who admires what we're doing, and that's inspiring.
Yeah, it's an amazing thing you've done. Do you think when people wear your jackets, do they feel as though they're representing an idea around not being part of a problem and using up waste?
Well, I think our message probably sometimes is not that clear, because I'm not investing in marketing or putting too much attention into kind of telling our story more in a detailed way. And so many of the customers or the prospects that reach us through Instagram, sometimes they don't understand what we do, and they are so used to the series that they think that everything they see on our Instagram account is available, or that we can replicate it. And not everyone understands that every one of these jackets, I cannot repeat them. They're unique. There's no other like it, and there will never be. Even if I get the same kite, it's very hard to replicate a jacket. And so people doesn't really understand what a unique piece or a collectible is, a unique jacket. And so it's a lot of re-education among our clientele, even because everyone is used to buy online, but they ask for a catalog. And I have to kind of tell them that I don't work with a catalog, because everything that we do is different. And so we kind of we work upon orders, because the kites are very scarce, and I cannot just create a stock and then hope that there's a perfect match for it. So I try to go with the clients. I go like step by step through the whole journey of the creation process. So they can also intervene and put their tone to whatever we do. And I think the people that has connected the most with us, especially here in Venezuela, are people that are into kite surfing, and so they understand. They really connect pretty quick with the concept or the spirit of what we're doing, and the people that comes from like ex kite surfers. Sometimes I have to explain them but there's a growing consciousness in sustainable projects, and so that's also appealing for some of them. And another thing is that our business model hasn't been able actually to make these jackets accessible or not exclusive or more how do you call it? Accessible in terms of the economics, because it's not cheap.
How much do they retail at?
Right now, the adult jackets, I sell them for $220 US. This is as far as I can go, in as low as I can go, and as high as I can go. It's kind of my equilibrium price.
How much time does the jacket take to make?
It takes a lot. Well, just as I was saying, I have to first go very far away from where I am to get those. Then I'm doing some sort of exchanges, and then we have to clean them. Not the whole kite is repurposable if you want, because it's just sometimes the kites are too tired, as I was saying, and and besides, I have to wash them, I have to undo them and take the best parts for creating, and then the cutting, probably it takes me a full 1 hour and a half to cut one, probably 2 hours. Sometimes depends of how concentrated I am. And for and the confection part, it takes a whole day. I mean, from the morning to at least to 4. Yeah, she comes around 9. Let's say that she starts like getting focused at 10, and then she works 2 hours and a half on it, and then I would say 3 more hours, so at least 5-6 hours in confection, and then 2 hours, and so it takes, I don't know, probably 18 hours, I would say.
Wow, that's a big labor of love. I'm not so sure if anybody would like to bring some question to Emilio. Before I have a couple of questions, but I would like to know if anybody would like to put some question to Emilio. This is a good moment. So I'm asking to all people involved if they want to ask something to Emilio now. Okay, so I have a question, Emilio. I'm curious about what happened normally to kites that are not, let's say, intercepted by you. I mean, obviously, there are a lot of kites, a lot of kiters all around the world. So what's the normal life cycle for a kite when it gets
I would tell there's different types of animals in this sense. Animals like me, like I'm a kiter, independent, and I buy a kite surf. It costs around $1,800 one equipment, and then I use it a few seasons, and then probably I sell it, or I get to just forget about it, as it happens with my first kite, the kite that it started, Kiteloops. I was traveling mainly around the world and doing many things, and my kite stayed in Venezuela, and then I took it to somewhere else. I used it, so it spent a lot of times in the bag, and then in a closet, in a drawer. So when you want it, you want to inflate it, because they have a bladder inside that you have to inflate. And so when it doesn't inflate, then you get frustrated and you have to repair the inside parts. And then if you don't find the parts because the kite is too old, it goes out of stock, and then the parts go out of stock, and then it's quite too expensive to repair.
But this is the support.
This is one case. This is one case. This is, I would say, like many of the individuals that have their own kite, if they don't sell it, the kite will get obsolete at some point, or it's going to start ripping up everywhere. So you have to buy a new one. And either you throw it away or you keep it because it was expensive, and you keep it, and you keep people hoard stuff. So either you hoard it or you sell it, or you give it away, or you throw it away. That's the individuals. The schools, because there's kite schools, so the schools, they buy around 15 to 20 kites per year. Let's say one school, or even more, depending on the size of the school. But normally these kites, they get a lot of use. So in less than 1 year, or every season, every year, they have to renovate them all. And they're not going to start getting romantic with the fabrics, or like me, they're just going to throw them away. So there's upcyclers, kite upcyclers in the world. I'm not the only one. Actually, I got inspiration from one Italian kite upcyclers back in 10 years ago. I saw them and I was attracted to what they were doing, and I said I have to do this at some point. But there's nothing like very central or big enough to kind of absorb everything. So there's small efforts in different countries, but it's not enough. I mean, the production per year is huge, and there's new brands coming and new people coming into the sport as well. So it's quite a problem. Yes, I would say like the kite schools, 1 year they have to renovate the whole fleet, and individuals, they buy every 2-3 years, they're buying a new one. And you cannot kite with only one kite. You need several kites, because you need at least a small and a big, or intermediate sizes, because it's different wind conditions. So individuals get to buy from 2 to 3.
Can I ask you the material? What is, and is it a full waterproof material, or what kind of material is? I mean, once you.
Okay, the kites have mainly 2 components. The whole wing, or the strong part where the bladders are, is made out of what we call dacron, and is very solid. The dacron is this one here, one here, and you can see this one is the rib top.
Softer.
The rib top. Rib top is, you can see there's two lines here and like this, so it's very resistant, and it's more like UV. It gets affected more by the sun and friction. But this one here is very even hard to penetrate it with nails. It's very, very rigid. And this is even more waterproof. This is waterproof.
But that will give you structure, basically. So you use that for
this
for
gives
the
me
structural
structure.
side. Yeah. Okay.
Yes, that I also use the same. Let me get one jacket.
Yeah, exactly. I was going to say, can we see one jacket?
Okay, sorry. Right. Okay. So this here is what I'm saying, that is a dacron, and this here is well, actually this is also dacron, and this is rib top here. This is the green. I don't know, and this is crunchy. You hear it? And this is not that crunchy. This is more robust. Also, what I wanted for you to see is that we use kind of an interior lining. It's a different one for each jacket, or we try to do. We don't do series that much. I mean, we try to make them unique.
What do you use for lining?
Well, in this case, this is a cotton. This is cotton. I try to use. Well, it depends on the availability of what we're having, but sometimes we call it like this one here is another name. I don't know how to say it in Spanish, but this is different. This is I think it's I don't know the name in English. Sorry.
Yeah. What in Spanish?
Rayon.
Ryan. Okay. Yeah. That's an international name.
Okay, and then we have this one here. This one is more like in spandex microfiber, microfibra, we call it here. So these kites are even like more than, I would say, like around 12 years old. So you can see that this is the stamp will start like like losing its color. You see?
Yeah.
This is one thing. So there's some customers that they complain about this, but I cannot do anything about it. You see, like when I do this and with the use, it just starts.
Yeah.
Which I love, actually.
Yeah, exactly. I was going to say that's sign of the times, which is what makes the product more.
And for example, this is a valve, where you deflate it or you inflate it, is what it used to be a valve. These details. This is kind of the main valve, and here this is the access for the bladders that I'm talking about. So this is an actual access. I use it as a pocket. As a pocket. And actually, these are also parts of where the kites the bridles are holding all together. So
I can see you using the technical aspect of the kite as a sort of decorative motif.
This is all Dacron, and this is the rib top. So the laterals, I use them as a structure, you see, and these parts also are very structural, and here in the back as well. This is kind of very structural, and this is all ribbed up.
So you were saying, you tell us roughly about your price point. Where are you selling mostly? Who are you selling to mostly? Because that price point, I'm assuming, is your retail price point. So
yes.
So are you also able to do wholesale or are you only doing retail at the moment?
No, I also get in Adicora, in this or in the kite spots, there's stores, and I have some consignments there.
You got
and I give them like a 30% margin for the sale, but they don't go above the retail price. So that's a way I use for distributing some of it. All right, to help us evaluate. Okay.
No, this is just, we ask people to fill in a form. Okay. So we have to, we're sharing this. This is housekeeping.
Okay.
Okay.
So yes, I use some other stores, but mainly customers reach me using Instagram, and I have the website. The shop is actually not put together, not ready, because the way that you design a kite, a website is very using templates, a lot of templates. So as my business model is a lot of custom made, so I don't really have too much stock, and then so mainly we're kind of like creating the hot water, inventing the hot water with the templates and so on, and we're adapting it, and it's about to launch. It's getting really nicely done, and also like how you can create it from scratch using some. We're putting a lot of love to the website. That's why the shop is not open yet.
Okay, so I'm going to ask everyone if you have a question before saying thank you to Emilio for today. So anyone wants to add anything, or question or a comment? I mean, it doesn't need to be a question. It can be just, if there is anything you want to say about what you've seen. Okay, well, I think Tamzin.
Sorry, just as I said, I shouldn't really be seen, but I've been watching, so interesting. So thank you very, very much for taking part. And I, for one, have really enjoyed listening and learning more.
Yeah, I think, there's no question, but absolutely love the jackets. There's thanks. Yeah, and beautiful work from yourself. Yeah, it's really inspiring to see what you're doing, Emilio, and can't wait to see how it develops.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You
so
know,
much.
I have to say the level of quality, it's very high, Emilio. That's for sure.
Beautiful.
I mean, everything, the video and your posts and everything. So I can only say well done.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah, thanks for sharing it. And we'll be
sorry for the small little things here and the improvisation. Sometimes it happens in Venezuela. You have to kind of improvise.
Don't worry, it looks absolutely. I mean, if you were not to say, we didn't notice actually. So, someone is coming for a last minute. Bye.
Joining. Hi, Federica.
Hi, Federica.
We're just wrapping up, unfortunately.
We're saying thank you to Emilio. Anyway, thank you everyone. Thank you, Emilio.
Bye. Thank you, guys. Hope you guys enjoy the video, and if you can share the link of this this Zoom call, it will be great also for sharing it myself in my channel.
Yeah, we're gonna share it. We're gonna share it again on our Instagram very soon. Thank you, everyone.
Have a great day.
Ciao.
Thank you. Bye.